everything. Welcome back to the podcast. Episode 62 with my great co-host, Felix. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing very good, thank you. Apart from the heat wave that's in the UK at the moment, I'm currently dying, as I told you before we started. It's a good thing I have a fan on. So if you guys hear any background noise, it's the fan that I have on. I need to have it on, otherwise I am not going to survive this podcast. So I apologize for if there's any just a smidge of background noise, but it's a necessity. Trust me. So yeah. But apart from that, I'm good to go.
Hello, Blake. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, no, I don't blame you because my fans in my bedroom, we have two stand-up fans, one on my wife's side, one on my side, and we have a ceiling fan. Guess what? Those junks run 24/7, especially sleeping or if we're in there watching TV or something else. So, um, oh, by the way, I'd like to show you our sponsor for today for the podcast. It's
It's ironic because I'm currently drinking. Well, I'm about to be finished with it, but I'm drinking Pepsi Max, so it's actually very ironic.
yeah. So this is zero sugar. So I don't it don't taste any different. I'm gonna be honest too. I
Pepsi
taste
Max is
it,
zero sugar as well. It doesn't taste any different. So, in
it
fact,
don't
I find it tastes better.
if I'm being honest with you. But all right. So of course with that little joke, I think we should just start out with him. CM Punk fired from AEW. Uh, Tony Khan is a little great. In that really the community is everyone that hates CM Punk and everything. Gunther pulled a Lesnar and Gable and basically said, "I don't give a about your kids." Oh, I don't know if you've seen my picture for the thumbnail, but it has Gunther and it says "fuck your kids." So, so that's the thumb. So that's the thumbnail.
Brilliant.
Yeah, Gunther basically did that. We will talk about Gunther right after Punk. I guarantee you because Gunther deserves all the time. Um, CM Punk fired from AEW. Uh, I will say this: I am quite shocked that he actually was. I thought they were going to give him one more time, but they didn't. So he said something about the community team, which is literally everyone that really don't like Punk, which is funny, and then an outside team, whatever this outside team is, who knows? Uh, I hope to God this is the last that we talk about this great situation with him and AEW until he finally says something because Punk, he is going to say something eventually. Um so hopefully this is it until we get his response. What do you think about all the news that came out, like especially when Regal started in AEW and he didn't shake his hand because he was a stooge for Triple H. But the funny thing is he went to make men's, and everyone remembers that, make men's with the Miz and talk to Triple H for a few moments, supposedly. And William Regal's a stooge, but what's CM Punk trying to do? So
Yeah,
uh,
precisely.
Regal could say that too. A lot of people said, "Oh, they're not going to get Punk because Regal's there." I don't know, but I don't know. What do you think about all this situation with everything that's came out and just everything in general with the situation?
Well, yeah, it's very hypocritical from Punk about the whole Regal situation, him being the stooge thing and all the everything Punk has done. But something I have to say about Tony Khan, fair play for actually having the balls to like release Punk like that, because I didn't think he had it in him. I did say it on the last podcast. That's exactly what he should do. He should make a statement like that. I didn't think actually like release Punk, but I thought like punish him in some sort of way. But he went the full blast and released him. But I did say he needs to do something in order to put his foot down and send a message to the rest of the AEW locker room that he's not going to tolerate any more bullshit, any more drama, and he's actually going to like not tolerate any of that anymore, like because it's a detriment to the company. And he did it. To be fair to him, he did it. So I really didn't think he had it in him. I did say in the last podcast, I really didn't think he had the balls in him to do it. But fair play, he did what he needed to do, and he made the right decision, in my opinion, to get rid of Punk. Because I think AEW has shown that they don't need CM Punk, especially after they just did All Out, and that was still incredibly successful, even without Punk. So AEW, in my opinion, have shown that they don't need Punk. They've got plenty enough talent, a stacked roster to thrive without him. So at the end of the day, Punk was just always going to be more trouble than he's worth for AEW. So in my opinion, I think Tony Khan made the right decision. Where CM Punk goes from here, could be going back to WWE, could stay away for a while. Who knows? He's definitely going to say something about AEW though, because Punk, he's always got shit to say. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where this goes. I would not be surprised to see him return to WWE at some point though. Probably maybe at the Rumble. The Rumble just got a whole lot more interesting. Maybe before then, who knows? But I could see it.
I don't see it before Rumble just because of the fact of, even though Survivor Series is in Chicago, you should expect a lot of CM Punk chants. Probably the first time in a while, because they've honestly not done it in a while. So I don't see him returning that soon.
No.
If he does come back, I think it'll be Royal Rumble, because that makes a lot of sense. And to what it was reported, when that happened, when he did the men's, and somewhere in the middle of that, I don't know when, I can't remember with the full details, but he wanted to go back to WWE, get in the Royal Rumble, and whoever eliminated him have a match at WrestleMania. And that man quoted would be Kevin Owens, which that would be very, very good.
Ooh. I would be down with that.
Yeah, so I would be down for that. A lot of people would be down for that. But I mean, that's why if he comes back and everything, I think it'll be the Royal Rumble route, because that's what he wanted to do. So
Yeah.
if he does come back, I think it'll be that. But we also got to realize, I don't know what clauses AEW has with termination and all that with their contracts, so we don't know how long he can't compete. I'm
That
sure
is true.
it is at least 3 months, but other than that, I can't tell you how long it is. That detail has not came out as of right now. So
I somehow see Punk in NWA for some reason. No, I don't see Punk bothering with NWA. Like it's no offense to NWA, but it's not big enough for Punk. Like I like Punk is only really gonna bother with something that he's gonna thrive in, like a big star like WWE or AEW, but AEW is no longer an option for him. So I think it's WWE or nothing for Punk. I don't see him going anywhere else. Like even Japan, I don't see him doing that. Impact is not what he used to be, so no chance. Ring of Honor, no, it's not big enough for him anymore. And plus they're associated with AEW, so that's no chance. So no, it's WWE or nothing for Punk, I think.
yeah, I believe as well. I mean, the only place I could see, and she does have a point, would be NWA, but it's got to be that or WWE. I don't see NWA, but Punk might want to. Who knows? Because no one knows what Punk wants to do in his mind. But I think he does want to come back to WWE, because I think he wants to really have one last run. And I can tell you right now, That stuff he does in that locker room to AEW, that ain't happening over here. So I think he knows that.
No chance.
But that was a lot of people saying maybe he's trying to get fired.
Maybe.
Dude, it certainly looked like it. If he's trying to do all this stuff, because if he got heated that much over what Jack Perry did, even though I don't condemn what he did of the lunging and doing that to Tony Khan and all that, maybe he really did want to get fired. That's the only thing I can think of.
Who knows? Who knows what goes on in the mind of CM Punk? Like, no one knows except Punk.
But I will say this. If he comes back to WWE, I better see AJ Lee back. Because
Yeah,
I would love
damn right. If Punk comes back, we want AJ Lee back along with him, or just leave it.
yeah, really.
AJ Lee back in the women's division would be awesome. Imagine some of the matches she could have with some of the women nowadays. Oh, love to see it.
It'd be very good. And honestly, I know she hasn't been in the ring now. If she keeps on if she gained momentum and get back, dude, I'm telling you, she's believable of beating almost any women. And I am even talking about Rhea, if that was the case. But I don't. We'll have to see what Punk does first. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Um. Okay, Gunther, we've got to give him his flowers. This man has broken the record, quote, quote, on Friday. He's not going to have no title defense or lose. Has been in the ring on the show's heels. I didn't know she was on that show that Stephen Amell has with heels on Showtime or Stars, whichever one it is. They're about the same to me. But I did not know she was on that show. So that means she's actually been in ring shape even more. So, hey, I would, and WWE, hey, they ain't slick when they do this. When they post matches and everything, they recently posted in the last week a Caitlyn versus AJ Lee match. So you never know. Never know. Hey,
Never know.
and you know what? I could really see if AJ Lee really wanted to come back. I could literally see her coming back and CM Punk maybe not. I could see AJ doing that because you have Andrade, then Charlotte. You got Selena Malachi, who I don't know. I can't think of any. Oh, Bud, Rhea. So
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like Punk doesn't have to come back to the WWE for AJ Lee to come back. It just depends on what AJ Lee wants to do. If AJ Lee wants to come back to WWE, she will do it. It's just, yeah, whether she wants to come back or not. She had Punk in her Black Widow submission hold in the preview of an episode. Yeah, she did. I remember seeing that on Twitter. Well, X, whatever it's called now. I will still call it Twitter no matter what. But yeah, I did see it on Twitter. But yeah, AJ Lee doesn't need Punk to come back to WWE in order to come back. The door will be open for her to come back regardless. Because differences with Punk, AJ Lee has no sort of bad blood with anyone in WWE. So I'm pretty sure if she wanted to return, the door is literally wide open for her to step through. So it all just depends on what she will want to do.
yeah, I I totally agree. Gunther, man, breaking the Intercontinental Championship reign, which will be Friday, which he's not going to have a title defense. He's not going to lose it at a damn live show. If he did, that would be the stupidest decision.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine the day before the record breaking day, they have a live event and they have him drop the title as a fucking rib? It's like, you think you're gonna break it? Lose the belt.
That
That
would
would be the trolliest shit ever.
that would be insane. But he deserves his flowers. This reign, Gunther, Dude, he is the best wrestler in the world. I do not care what anybody says. He is the best. He could have a match. Let's see. Let me grab a random thing. What's this? No, I don't know what it is. Hold on. Okay, face mask stuff. Probably something with my wife. He could have a match like this. I'm telling you, and it'd be a damn at least a 4-star or 3.5, and make a good match out of something like that. There's several that can do that in AEW and WWE, but this man by far is the best wrestler in 2023 for me. And I mean, spoiler alert, that's going to be my wrestler of the year when we get to the awards. I don't think that's going to change for me. So, uh, but this man is amazing, and his reign should end here soon, so he can worry about that.
One thing I'll say about Gunther is that you can have a classic with pretty much anyone in the ring, but the difference between Gunther and a lot of wrestlers who are able to do that in AEW and WWE, like you think some of the best wrestlers in the world, like Omega, Styles, Rollins, Reigns, whatever. The difference between Gunther and the rest of those guys is that he doesn't need a lot of high spots and flashy stuff in order to do so. Everything he does in the ring is actually very simple. Very simple, like it's not flashy. It's just fucking brutal. You just know, like everything Gunther does hurts like a fucking bitch. Just plain and simple. Like you just do not want to be in the ring with Gunther at all. And it's actually quite suitable that his gimmick is the ring general because that's literally what he is. He's a ring general. Like there's no wasted motion with him in the ring. Everything he does is so like perfectly well done and thought about. And yeah, just everything you can do in the ring is great. And you can put on a classic with literally anyone, no matter the style. Like you can put on a fantastic match with a small guy, with a big guy, you know, of any shape and size. He can do it all. So yeah, when you said like Gunther is your wrestler of the year, he's certainly up there with me. He's certainly top three, if not number one. Like by the end of the year, he will be my top three. That is for certain. Um, so in terms of WWE, I think he will be number one. It's just I'm thinking of someone maybe from AEW that might be alongside that, but we'll see by the end of the year. But yeah, certainly Gunther is top notch. And yeah, he's well deserving of breaking the Intercontinental Championship record. Because he is one of the greatest Intercontinental champions of all time, if not fucking hell, the greatest now,
Uh,
deservedly so.
he's the greatest Intercontinental champion ever for me. For me, he is.
That is a big claim considering the amount of amazing champions, but there's no denying he's up there, top,
Dude,
like
he's had so many good matches, and he hasn't had to have interference. That is the main thing I love.
yeah.
And I know,
Yeah, that's the main thing about Gunther that separates him from the rest of the heel champions that normally are quite dominant. Like you see heel champions like normally needing interference to win. Not Gunther. Like even though he is in a faction, like he has Imperium, he has Ludwig Kaiser, he has Giovanni Vinci. Like he has those two guys, but do you see them getting involved in his matches? Nope. You just see him winning matches clean as a fucking whistle. And that's what's great. It just builds him up as this dominant force that is impossible to beat. That's what he was in NXT UK as well, but like he just brought that over to the main roster, and that just goes to show Triple H knows how to book him. Just Triple H knows how to book Gunther to perfection. And yeah, in terms of who beats Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship, I have no clue. That's the thing. It should happen soon. It should happen soon, but I just don't know who it is.
I
I
said it on the last podcast, and I'm going to say it right here. I've said it for the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's got to be Chad Gable. If you've seen the promo he cut after the match and everything with their exclusive, you cannot, and I mean cannot, have that man not beat Gunther and have him do this exclusive promo and post it and everything so everyone can see it. There's absolutely no way Chad Gable cannot. How they get there for a fourth match, that's up to Triple H. I don't know how the hell you do that. But what I would do, and I've seen this a lot, and I was thinking about it last night watching this, because I figured Gunther would retain so he could break the record. Iron Man match. That fits Gunther and Gable to a T.
They could make it very interesting too. Like do an Iron Man match, but like have it be like no falls for like the entirety of the time limit, and then just have it go to sudden death, and then first fall wins the belt, and then Gable beats Gunther. Imagine the scenes.
Dude, that's literally what I would do. I would literally have them do 30 minutes. No pin there's no pin submissions in those 30 minutes. Sudden death, that's when Gable beats him. But Fastlane to me, it's a month away, but man, I mean I would want it on a bigger stage. I'm thinking Survivor Series if they can wait that long.
If they could wait that long to drag it to Survivor Series, then yeah, that's a shout.
With
That's a shout.
Chicago crowd, that's what I would do because that Chicago crowd would make it. No offense to Indiana, but that Chicago crowd would be a lot better than the Indianapolis one that's going to get Fastlane. So,
Oh yeah.
so if you live in the state of Indiana, I'm not sorry.
I apologize to absolutely nobody.
Yeah. But I don't know if they're going to do it at Fastlane, but I would try to wait for Survivor Series if they can stretch it out that long.
It's a good shout. Yeah, I'd be down with that.
Either that or they just have Gunther go to WrestleMania and then win the Royal Rumble and legit hold up both titles at the end of the show, meaning the World Heavyweight Championship. That's
I would not put it past Triple H. I would
but,
not put it past him.
but if they do that, the next night he has to relinquish that Intercontinental Championship. I'd rather someone actually beat him. Because
Yeah,
look, it's eventually going to have to happen.
yeah,
It's going to have to happen.
yeah.
Get,
Like
get
in my
out.
opinion, if you have someone hold the title for this long, especially if it's now a record-breaking reign, you need to have someone beat the champion. Because imagine what defeating a record-breaking champion would do for your career.
Exactly.
It's elevated immediately to superstardom, and that's what can happen to Chad Gable. He could be from whatever he was like prior. Like, don't forget, at one point in his career, he was Shorty G. He was literally about as low as you could fucking get. To then now potentially beating Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship, ending his record-breaking reign. Elevated to superstardom. He's a made man from that moment on. So it's gotta happen. Yeah, I agree. Like Chad Gable should be the one to defeat Gunther. It just makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It really does for me. The only other I don't see him coming from SmackDown and doing that. So it's got to be good.
Hmm.
Because have anyone else built up like in that mid card really to actually be believable to defeat Gunther. Chad Gable the only one. But hopefully they can find someone in the meantime and wait till Survivor Series. But talking about breaking records, Reigns, what's going to happen with Roman's? I think it's about time that it ends. I
WrestleMania.
yeah,
WrestleMania.
hate to say it,
I,
but Mania is when
I
it's
I think Roman's reign, like especially now it's gone on for this long, like 3 years. Like in my opinion, you got to have it end on the biggest stage.
Yes.
It's just how it is. Like just end it at WrestleMania, and I don't know who to be. Probably I would say Cody, but how do you get in there, especially if they're on two different brands? Winning the Royal Rumble again?
Uh, this is what I think is going to happen because it's been going around. So on Raw last night, Adam Pearce and Jay was in a segment talking and saying he just talking to Jay. You better watch your back because he was with the Bloodline. A lot of people associated with the Bloodline. With getting beat down and all that. He said, but people are going to be mad because we're going to have to trade someone from Raw. I think that person.
Cody.
I don't know when they're going to do it, but I think that person's going to be Cody, and that's how they get Roman and Cody too.
That would make sense, since Cody was the one who welcomed Jay onto the Raw brand. Would make sense. So yeah, that Cody being swapped for Jay, that does sound like a possibility that could happen. So yeah, Cody goes to SmackDown. Cody has a run on SmackDown, and then goes on to face Roman at WrestleMania. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I could see that happening.
But the thing is, how they wait that long, I don't know. That's Triple H, but I don't know.
Who
But
knows?
I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So we'll finish talking about the news, and then we'll talk about. I've already gave my thought about paybacks, but I'll let Felix have his talk about paybacks and all that. So of course, with the passing of Bray, but there's news come out that they were going to try to set up Bray and Uncle Howdy at WrestleMania, which will have been the brothers facing each other, Bo and Bray. But then that got scrapped, and so they went to the Brock thing, and it came out Brock didn't decline it because of Bray or anything. He felt like it was the wrong opponent, which I'm kind of glad that came out like that, because I don't think Brock would be the person to be like, "Nah, I'm not working with him." I think he just felt like, as a business thing, I don't know how Omos was better, but I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Yusuf somewhere is probably fuming and tweeting on
On his burner account, just like, how dare you talk shit about Omos?
but and it also whenever she came back from after having a point break group, of course. So Alexa was supposed to, which was kind of a brainer to me, but um so AOP, it seems like they've been signed for a while now, but they were just spotted in Orlando today, so I think they will be back in NXT for a little bit and then probably come up to the main roster again. And I think they're supposed to have Paul Ellering, and I honestly like that trio. When
Yeah.
when they switched Paul with Seth, I did not like that.
No, no. I mean, I can see why they did it, because they needed like two people along with Seth because of the whole like, um, oh, the Messiah thing that was going on. But no, I do feel like AOP was a good fit. Like I feel like AOP with Paul Ellering is just the perfect fit. Like them in NXT was just perfect. Like just a dominant tag team in a tag team division that at the time had DIY and the Revival still around in it. Like two like very like, small, like, one's very technical, one's pretty high flying, like sort of tag teams. You needed that big powerhouse dominant tag team in there to really sort of make it gel together. And that's what AOP were. And that's why it made it so great at the time. I mean, I still remember that triple threat tag team ladder match they had it over one of the takeovers. I can't remember which takeover it was, but I remember it was one of them. great match. And I think it was actually after that match that Ciampa turned on Gargano, I think, if I remember correctly. I think it was, which means I think it was New Orleans, I want to say.
Dude, I can't remember. I ain't gonna lie to you. Those takeovers were so damn good. But I cannot remember them. I can't remember them to save my life. I can't.
No, it was Chicago. It was. Nah, I remember now. I think it was Chicago. I'm pretty sure it was Chicago. I'll have to look after, but I'm pretty sure Chicago. But yeah, that triple threat tag team ladder match was amazing. But yeah, AOP with Paul Ellering, they do need a reset. So I think them back in NXT for a little bit would do them some good. Just try and get back into the swing of things, and then go back to the main roster when they feel ready. And under Triple H, they should be a whole lot better, and it'll be a nice addition to the tag team division. So yeah, I agree. They should come back as just what they used to be back in the day, and yeah, just tear up the tag team division again. Be nice to see.
So talking about NXT news, we got two more things. Here soon, there shouldn't be no more appearances with Rhea and Dom Dom. So I don't know. I guess that means Dom will be losing the championship here soon. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I don't know who to, but there's supposed to be no more appearances with them coming up very very soon. Here I don't know when, but Braun Breaker and Dragunov should be going to the main roster, which I'm excited to see both of them.
Yes.
Because
Especially Ilya Dragunov. Especially Ilya Dragunov. All right, I know we all want Chad Gable to be the one to beat Gunther, but if it's not Chad Gable, let it be my man Ilya. I know he's the one who defeated Walter for the NXT UK title, but I don't care. Those two men, whenever they're ring together to create magic, like Ilya Dragunov potentially defeating Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship would be amazing. But anyway, I'm excited to see Ilya Dragunov on the main roster. I feel like he would tear the roster apart and put on some bangers with loads of guys. So honestly, since I first discovered Ilya Dragunov at NXT UK, he's been one of my favorite wrestlers in the ring for quite some time. So since the match with Cesaro at NXT UK Takeover Cardiff, actually, since that match with Cesaro, I was a big fan of Ilya since then. So I would love to see him on the main roster just tearing it up. And he could be a great mid-card champion. I feel Ilya. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Braun Breaker, I'd be excited for as well, but Ilya Dragunov especially, I'd
yeah,
be so excited for that.
I will tell you this: Braun Breaker might have the best damn spear I've seen in a while. Hey, that spear's deadly. Now Dragunov with beating Gunther, which they have history. The only thing I will say about that is the NXT crowd compared to the main roster crowd is more casual. So they need to get to know him better. That's the only reason I did not even mention his name. History wise, it makes total sense. But I don't want him to defeat Gunther, and the crowd be like this.
Run to no reaction. Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
I don't know what the reaction is going to be, but when he first comes up, I just don't want it to be like this if he beat Gunther and the crowd really don't know the person, you know? So
Yeah, that is true. Like, if it were to be Ilya, he would need a lot of building up first. So yeah, I agree.
and the last bit of news, Endeavor should be, do you think Braun Breaker could beat Roman if Cody loses a second time? Cody will not lose a second time.
No, Cody won't lose the second time. And Braun Breaker wouldn't be my man anyway. Like, I like him, but he wouldn't be my man to beat Roman. No.
Who? So that actually brings up a good question. If it ain't Cody, who would you have beat Roman?
That's the thing. I don't know. LA Knight potentially. Like in terms of people who are over as fuck, you look no further than LA Knight. Like you could do LA Knight, Cody. If you want someone who's believable, Gunther.
but that's different brand.
I,
So
yeah. I mean, if you had Gunther win the Royal Rumble, then that's an easy way to do it. Apart from those three men, no one else really. Yeah, apart from those three, no one else.
I'll add one more person to that just because he's probably probably my second favorite of all time, and that'd be Randy when he came back, potentially.
Randy, yeah. I just, I don't know. I wouldn't see it happening. No, let's just put it that way. But yeah, that would be a cool moment. Just no, I think I'd want it to be someone who's like got more to gain from beating Roman than Randy does.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. If it's someone to gain, I think it would have to be LA Knight.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know what the hell they're doing. It seemed like he's going to keep doing something with the Miz, which I get it, but I hope Fastlane is the end of it. So
Honestly, he should already be the United States champion, in my opinion. Like, why did they have Rey Mysterio be the one to beat Theory? They could have just had LA Knight be the one to do it. Unless they're going to have LA Knight end up being the one to beat Ray, but it's face versus face at that point, because I think LA Knight's now a babyface now at this point. So it's just like, I don't know. What are they doing with LA Knight? Like, you need something.
Face. You know why? I don't like LA Knight that much. Why is that?
You are one of the very fucking few. You are one of the very, 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 very few. Wow.
The only reason I say he's definitely a babyface, look who he's feuding with, The Miz. He's got
The
to
Miz, yeah, it's got to be babyface, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, after the Miz, they should just have him go after the ISS Championship and actually win the damn thing because he needs something. He needs something. Like, don't just have him be feuding with like just random people until his his popularity dies down slowly. Like, just give him something to elevate him even more. Which United States Championship would be perfect. And like, imagine him going into WrestleMania as the United States Champion. Perfect. That's all I'm saying.
At this point, I think they're going to wait till WrestleMania to give him a championship.
I could see why, because then the big reaction to WrestleMania. But at that point, is it waiting too long?
I don't know. I don't think so. But I will say this: Royal Rumble comes around, and this is just my opinion. The final three should be LA Knight, Gunther, and I think Cody again. But this time, Gunther gets the upper hand against Cody, and I'd have LA Knight and Gunther go at it for the final two.
So is that your shout of the Royal Rumble winner then? Gunther or LA Knight?
I think one of those two should win it. Yes.
Interesting. Who would you pick as your winner? Like, if you had to pick right now, who would you pick as your winner of the Royal Rumble?
Probably Gunther, just because of what he's done, and it's time for him to get in the main event picture all the way.
I think especially seeing as that by that point he'll most likely have lost the Intercontinental Championship, so it'd be the perfect time for him to step up to the main event scene.
No, he might not, but I don't know.
So especially if it's if he wins the Royal Rumble and then goes on to face the World Heavyweight Champion, I could very much see that. Because let's forget, he doesn't have to face Roman. Because I think that's just gonna be Cody and Roman again. But Gunther winning the Royal Rumble and going on to face the World Heavyweight Champion, whether that be Seth Rollins or whether it be literally anyone else. Boom, there you go. Gunther wins the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. I could see it. So yeah, Gunther is a good shout to win the Royal Rumble.
Because I feel like with his performance last year, he should have.
Oh, Oh yeah, that performance last year was insane.
But we're not going to talk about that last year's Royal Rumble because Cody at 30 was the stupidest thing ever. But it
It was so predictable.
it is what it is. The last bit of news before we talk about Payback. Thank you for the like. Endeavor, their takeover. I already said it last week. Supposed to be soon. It's supposed to be sometime this week, maybe next week. A lot of people on edge because they're probably about to lose some jobs because that merger is going to make them have to get rid of some people. It is what it is. Eventually, W is going to have to do the same thing. I know
Yeah,
one is not going to want to, but he's going to have to.
he's gonna have to. Yeah.
Um, they've been lucky for about 4 years now of not doing it, but they about to have to. And Carlito has been signed, but the thing is, they don't know how they want to introduce him to using him and all that. They just don't want nothing for him to be done and him just being out there. So I understand that if they've signed him and everything and they're trying to fit him in a certain way, I think him in the LWO would make total sense if you want to start him small and figure out what you want to do with him.
I was just about to say that. Like, I feel like it was. I feel like that's an obvious thing. I don't know how they haven't thought about it already. Like him with the LWO is literally like an obvious fit. Like, it'd be perfect for him because it introduces him. It doesn't bring him on his own, so it's the spotlight's not all on him in order to like find something to do. He could just gel with the LWO, and the LWO just do their own thing for a little while until Carlito probably turns on them and does his thing. So, and that could lead to a Carlito Rey Mysterio feud. A lot of things could lead from Carlito being in the LWO. So yeah, I feel like that's an obvious thing to do. So I don't know how they haven't done it already. So yeah, that's a good shout.
Yeah, I think that's what I think that's pretty simple. After we talk about Payback, I want you to get ready and get your thinking cap on of your fantasy booking for Fastlane. Okay, I just
Oh
going
boy.
I just going to give you a heads up. I just thought about
Oh
that.
boy.
So after we do Payback, I'll actually do this topic thing that I held off from the last podcast. This one, probably one. It's going to be a tough one.
Ooh.
It's going to be a tough one, but
Uh-oh.
I think you can get all of them. So Payback, I'm gonna let you go. The show started off with Trish and Becky, steel cage, and I'm gonna be honest. I said it with my predictions. I do not like steel cages, but only thing I will say is I've done my review. This match delivered for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it did deliver. To be honest, I only watched two matches from Payback, and that was Becky and Trish because I heard how good it was, and obviously Seth Nakamura, because I was just very interested in that match and what the outcome was going to be. I ended up being wrong, but oh well. But yeah, Becky and Trish did deliver. Yeah, I'd say in terms of steel cage matches, it definitely delivered because again, I like steel cage matches, but it's not one of my favorite match types. But a steel cage match, if done well, can be a very good match. I think back to Samoa Joe vs Finn Balor from NXT Takeover the End when Samoa Joe did that fucking huge muscle buster off the top against Finn Balor when he was the Demon and pinned the Demon for the first time. That was an amazing steel cage match. So, like, when I think of steel cage matches, that's the first one I think of, amongst others that have happened in the past. But in terms of a recent one, that's one I think of. But yeah, this one was great as well. And yeah, I can't really complain about this one. Right result. Zoe turning on Trish was interesting. Well, not turning on her, it was more Trish was like just disrespecting Zoe, and then Zoe was just like, "Yeah, I've had enough of this shit," and just beat her up. So yeah, that's interesting. So is that going to lead to a Trish Zoe feud? If so, wonder what that's going to lead to. I wonder what Becky's going to do from now on. Like, is she going to end up facing Rhea potentially? Who knows?
I think it's
Uh,
too early.
yeah, it might be too early, but never know. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see where it goes from here. And in terms of the other match that I did watch, Seth Nakamura, yeah, great match. In terms of the results, I can see why they went with Seth, but it seems like they're continuing Seth and Nakamura. So I'm not giving up on Nakamura winning the belt. I am not giving up. I think there's still hope, just a slimmer of hope, because I'm thinking if they're continuing it, it's for a reason. But yeah, I can see why they had Seth retain. But yeah, I hope Nakamura does win the belt at some point because he does deserve it. I saw his like how they presented him on Raw, on the most recent part of Raw, and I really do love how they present Nakamura in this way, like just a sadistic, like mean streak Nakamura who like speaks all of his promos in Japanese. It's just sadistic. I love it. Just true Nakamura sense, like not forced. It's not forced at all. Like some of his presentation has been in the past. It's just genuine Shinsuke. Um, like I said before many times on the podcast, very like New Japan Shinsuke like. So I really do like it. And Nakamura, I saw Nakamura actually retweeted a tweet, basically saying all that, saying the presentation of him has been like a fantastic, like the past couple of months. So the fact that he retweeted that, like, it just goes to show Shinsuke is enjoying what he's doing, for the first time in a long time, which is great to see. You can generally tell when you watch Shinsuke that he's actually enjoying what he's doing, which is great. You always want that from your talent. So yeah, where Nakamura and Rollins goes from here, we'll see. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it does lead to a Nakamura title win, even if it's only for a little bit. Just please, just have him win the belt because he does deserve it, especially during this run. But I'm not going to complain too much about Rollins retaining because he has been a good champion. Like his feud with Finn was pretty good, especially near the end of it. Like the Money in the Bank part of it was but after that, it was pretty good. And yeah, his feud with Shinsuke has been good so far. So yeah, I can't say too much bad about Rollins' reign. Yeah, all positives really. In terms of the rest of the matches on the card, I didn't watch, to be honest. I didn't really care enough, so I will just leave the rest to you.
Well, I can tell you right now, you need to go watch the Sammy KO and Balor and Priest match.
Oh, I have heard how good that was. I will actually probably give that a watch when I come back from work tomorrow. So yeah, good show. I've heard that was insane. I saw like a clip of Kevin Owens like doing this massive fucking leap, and I'm just like, holy shit. So yeah, I need to watch that match.
That was the best match of the night for me. That
Wow.
it was better than Seth and Nakamura for me. Even though I liked the Seth and Shinsuke match, I think it was just the story of it was Shinsuke hitting the back, and I
Yeah.
understand there was not a lot of back and forth like you would want.
Mm.
If that makes sense, that's how.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't mind if if you're telling a story like that, but it was not better. It was not better than that street fight. That street fight was insane. Very good. Now,
Mm.
I will say this: a lot of people were complaining that Sammy, after it happened, I was just like this. I was like, I didn't know how to feel. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know how to feel. I was like, huh. It was one of those. I'm in the middle about it, but for me, I I don't know. I'm still in the middle about it, but this is just going to further Finn and Damien to me. So I'm
Mm.
all, I'm all for it.
And plus, I'm just happy to see Finn actually win a match. I don't know about you, but Finn actually winning a fucking match. About time. About time. He finally wins a big match. Oh,
Uh,
my word.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the MVP was Dominique Mysterio, and I hate to say it, oh Dom Dom. That man literally helped Rhea win and literally helped Balor and Priest win so much. After he took that swanton when KO decided to be Jeff Hardy for he literally somehow came out of the blue with that damn briefcase. And I'm like, how did he get up? Where did Dom go? There ain't no way. Dom the MVP and the main reason that the Judgment Day have all championships in their group. I hate to say it. Ray in Theory, solid match, but you kind of a SmackDown esque match. I mean,
Mm,
just fought. So for me, it was like a SmackDown esque match. It wasn't bad. Wasn't it wasn't the best thing ever. It was just a solid match. I
yeah.
so the Miz and LA Knight, I loved it, but I would say this: I don't think John Cena had to be a special guest referee for this.
No.
So they like, and I think they did it for this reason. John Cena giving him a little rub and raising his hand. I think that's the main Cena was there. So
Yeah, I did see that. To be fair, I did see the clip of John Cena holding his arm up and that. So I don't know.
I
All
don't know.
right, say if LA Knight is not going to be involved in the United States Championship picture by WrestleMania. What if they did LA Knight versus John Cena for WrestleMania? Just something to think about. Just something to think about.
I'll say this: that would be good, and LA Knight would have to win. But
Yeah,
I will tell you this: little after he would have to be in some title picture. I don't care what the hell it is,
yeah.
some mid card or the world championship. He's got to be in some order and fashion with it. If
Mm.
Mania, because something wrong. That's just me though. Um, Rhea and Raquel. A lot of people soured on this match. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really sour on it that much. Could they have had a better match? Yeah, most definitely. But I don't know how to describe this. I mean, they had their good moments and stuff like that. I don't even know how to describe this match. I really don't. But you're comparing it to their weapons match or whatever in NXT. Yeah, this does not even come close, obviously. But I don't know.
I think the lack of no stipulation is why. I feel like there's a reason why their weapons match in NXT was that damn good, and that's because they were able to use weapons. I feel like having no weapons in their match kind of like limit them a bit.
I agree. And we already talked about Seth and Nakamura. For me, very good match and everything. I do wish Shinsuke won, but I figured Seth would retain and then they somehow keep this story going. So that's what they're doing. So I'm not surprised. Okay, before we do our Fastlane fantasy booking, wrestlers with the most pay per view main events, and this is not just WWE. I mean, in total, with every company.
Oh shit, that changes shit.
Most
All right,
most pay per view main events, not wins, but just main events.
main events. Okay,
Got
15. Hi, here we fucking go. John Cena, that's definitely one. Come on now.
53 with 116.
I was expecting to be number one. All right, how was that two with more main events. The Undertaker.
He is number 5 with 109.
Wow, considering he's been in the business for that long, I expected him to be number 2 or something.
I think you might be surprised who number 2 is.
Interesting. Triple H.
He's number 1.
Of course he is. Of course he is. Of course he is. Shawn Michaels.
He's number 10 with 74. That's kind of crazy. He only got 70.
Yeah, it's kind of low for HBK. Stone Cold Steve Austin, because even though he was only in for a little bit, he had a lot of main events. So no, yeah, okay. The Rock.
The Rock's not on here.
Oof. Okay. Roman Reigns.
He's 14 with 60.
Seth Rollins.
He's 15 with 62. So you got 14 and 15 back to back.
Edge.
No.
What? Wow. Fair enough. Randy Orton.
He's number 4 with 113.
Of course. Ric Flair. What? You're joking.
Pay-per-view main events. I'm thinking they started this when it was WCW, probably in the 90s.
Wow, that's what I thought. Like I was thinking, like since there was multiple companies, I thought surely Ric Flair's in there. Wow, that's surprising.
Surprised by that, so I don't know, but
Hulk Hogan.
number 9.
Yeah. No, probably not Jericho. Actually, maybe. Let's go on. I'll say Jericho. Fuck it.
He's number 12.
Yeah. At first I thought, has he been in a lot of main events? And I thought, different companies. Yeah, he has quite a lot.
Okay, so you got number 2, 6, 7, 8, 11, and 13 left.
Christ above. Hmm. Bret Hart.
No.
What? That's a surprise. That's a big surprise, actually. I am starting to struggle. This is not good.
It is not good because I feel like you should name some of these.
No. No. Main events, definitely not.
I'll say this. 1, 2, 3. 2 of them are officially retired.
Officially retired. Okay. A lot of retired names. I want to say this name, but I don't think he'll have been in many main events. But I'll say it anyway because he's been in the business for a long time. Kane.
Kane's 13.
Okay, there we go.
That is one of the retire. I'm gonna say he's retired. I don't think he officially, but he is.
Yeah, yeah. Oh. Hmm. How many more have I got to name?
5.
5. Hmm. Oof. God, I'm struggling now. Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Who's number 2? Who's been in more pay-per-view main events than John Cena, and I can't think of them. That's wild to me. Like the fact that there's someone who's been in more main events than John Cena, and I cannot think of them.
Normally, I give you a hint, but I'm not giving you a hint for number 2. I am not.
Fuck. Is it someone who's? It's someone who's wrestling still now, right?
Number 2, yes.
Wow, still wrestling now. So obviously someone who's been in the business for a long fucking time. Sting?
He is not number 2, but he is number 6.
Oh. That's wild that Sting is in there, but not Ric Flair. That to me is wild.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up. It is wild, but
Goldberg? I'm just not saying it's WCW. I don't know. Hmm. Who the fuck is number 2? God.
I will say this. I'm not saying it for number 2. When you think of some of these guys, you think other than WWE.
Other than WWE. All right, we'll say this. Any of them in Impact, well, were in Impact or slash TNA. Okay. All right, seeing as he was Mr. TNA, AJ Styles.
He's number 2.
Ah, gotcha, AJ. Jesus Christ,
A hun-
my God, how has
a
it taken me this long?
122.
How is it taking me this long? Considering he's probably my favorite wrestler of all time, and I didn't fucking say it. It's just because I was not thinking about the whole TNA shit. But yeah, he's Mr. TNA. He would have had a lot of main events there, so that makes a whole lot of sense. So, all right, what number do I have left?
7, 8, and 11.
7, 8, and 11. Kurt Angle.
He is number 8.
Yeah, I'm not thinking of the people who are in TNA.
I will say there's one more in TNA, and the other is not.
Okay.
The other has bounced from WWE and AEW. He doesn't wrestle that much, but
Okay. For the TNA one, Jeff Hardy?
no.
No. Samoa Joe? Who else in TNA had a
Yeah,
lot of?
was, but I remember him with WWE and WCW.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, you got one that a lot of it's from TNA. I'm over here jamming to his theme song, right?
Oh, come on.
It look, it's ironic. Like I really do I really do like his theme song from TNA, and it was simple.
Hmm. Who the fuck could it be? So it was in TNA and what? He was in WWE and WCW as well.
Yes.
Who the fuck could it be?
Yeah, I think he's been in almost a lot of promotions. You
Who the
will,
fuck could it be?
if you don't get it, and I have to tell you, you will be like, "Oh my god, that makes sense."
Who the fuck?
If it's giving you a lot of trouble, the other one will be a lot easier.
So someone who's bounced from WWE and AEW, but doesn't wrestle a whole lot recently.
Yeah, don't really wrestle a whole lot. He's more of a backstage person.
Big Show?
Yes. All right,
Thought
the
so.
last one, and I'm not going to give it to you, but I'll say this: he's been in almost every promotion, everything, and he's been doing it for a while, and he's still wrestling.
Still wrestling. Um. Oh boy. Where does he currently wrestle?
That I will not answer.
Oh, god damn you.
I gave you a big ass hint that he's been in every promotion. So
I'm. Hmm. Oh god. Wait, what number is he? Out of curiosity.
7.
Number 7. Oh god.
And I'm gonna be honest, I thought he would be at least number 6. Just because of TNA.
Okay, so think of someone who's main event in TNA a whole lot. Every promotion. Still currently wrestling, main event TNA a lot. Oh god. So many hints yet I still can't think of it. Um now you're singing his theme song. Thing is, I'm not that knowledgeable about TNA theme songs, so I won't get it based off that either. Um
I will give you. We're at 60-30. I will give you till 70 to give me a guess or try to figure it out.
son of a bitch. Oh god. Alright, this is a shot in the dark. It's probably not gonna be him, but it's a shot in the dark. Christian Cage.
No.
Yeah, thought not. Um,
You got a minute and 5 seconds. Good luck.
God,
Man, this might be the only one you don't finish. That's crazy.
yeah, it might be. I was gonna say DDP, but he's not currently wrestling, so
No. Uh,
son of a bitch. I don't think I'm gonna get it. I genuinely don't think I'm gonna get it. This may be one I have to tap out on. Right, the last goddamn hurdle.
at this point, you just got to name some guesses. Just think,
Ah,
oh, man.
God. Oh, who made event TNA a lot? Who made event TNA a lot? Who made event TNA a lot? Matt Hardy?
No, but even though it's about to be past time, I'll give you one more guess. One more.
I'm fucked. Um,
You've all look. You gotta realize this. You've already named most of them and everything. There is one person you have not.
that's ironic. I've named everyone except the fucking person.
Give you one more last guess.
I don't know if he wrestled in WCW. No, he hasn't even wrestled in WWE, so no, it's definitely not him. Um, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this so much. I hate this so much. I know as soon as you tell me, I'm gonna kick myself so goddamn hard. Oh, who is it? Who is it? Oh, you know what? Fuck, I'm tapping out. Just tell me.
Jeff Jarrett.
Fuck!
Nah,
Ah! No! God, no! Son of a bitch!
lap nuts got you, man. Come on now.
Oh, Jeff goddamn Jarrett. Oh, you son of a bitch. I actually named Jeff Hardy as well. I got the wrong Jeff.
Hey, when I heard Jeff, oh damn, he going. When you said Hardy, I said, oh no.
Fuck's sake. No! Oh, literally the one person I didn't remember, Jeff fucking Jarrett. Oh, yeah, you know what? I deserve that. Right the last hurdle. Oh, well, at least I got everyone else.
Yeah, I was like, damn, man, he ain't going to get it. But only reason I would have gotten it is if you gave me that hint of TNA, big time on TNA, and I named all those people, I would have named Jeff because I just remember Jeff was so in the main event scene so many times, dog.
Yeah, it was. It was actually like made a meme because of how much he was in the main event scene. Oh, I should have thought of that. Oh, fuck's sake, Felix, you're a fucking idiot.
Oh, good.
Oh.
All right, so the last thing we're going to do is do our fantasy booking for Fastlane, which is coming up in about a month's time. I think both of us are going to have this one, so I'm going to just do it anonymous because I think they're going to do another match, and that'd be Seth and Nakamura. I think they're going to do a match at Fastlane.
Yep, 100%. Yeah. Do a rematch. Whether Nakamura wins the belt on that show or not remains to be seen. But yeah, definitely do another match.
What do you think another match might be, or what you would do?
Good question. I would probably have EO have a defense of some kind because Rhea had a defense, so now I feel like it's EO's turn. If they're not gonna have both of them do a title defense, I feel like EO is now G1 at a pay per view. Who she defends it against is a good question. Maybe someone like Shotzi, seeing as Shotzi's been feuding with Damage Control and all that, so I could see him being maybe Shotzi. Um, yeah. Yeah, Shotzi is really the only one that comes to mind, really, because of the whole feud with Damage Control. So, yeah, I'll go with Shotzi versus the EOS guy.
Well, you're not going to want to hear this, but I think that what they're going for is EO versus Charlotte Flair.
Oh, God.
I,
Just don't have EO lose the belt, please, please, please.
yeah, I would not. Are we thinking Intercontinental or US is going to be on this show? You know how he likes to split it up.
I think Intercontinental. Since as US was defended last time, I think it's Intercontinental this time round. Could be Chad Gable again. Could be. It's just whether it's the big enough stage to do it. But I just don't know who would be a good stopgap between another match with Gable. Just
I
Gable seems the most
don't.
logic thing for
I
me.
I don't know, and that's what I'm trying to figure out.
That's why I think it might just be Chad Gable again, genuinely, and they might just do it fast and just get over and done with. I'd want it to for them to delay it to Survivor Series, but I just don't see how they're going to delay it until November. I just don't.
I don't see it as well.
So I think it's just going to be Chad Gable vs. Gunther again, one final time where Chad Gable wins the belt.
Yeah, I could see that. Tag team championships on the line. You think they're going to just do a rematch?
I think they could do a rematch, yeah. I feel like that's the obvious one to go with. And it gets another match on the card. So, yeah, I think another rematch between Judgment Day and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Okay, so that's 4 matches. I think they're going to do a combination of. I think they're going to do LA Knight and John Cena versus The Miz and somebody.
They could do that, yeah, especially since John Cena is going to be on TV consistently. So they're obviously building to a match with him probably at Fastlane. So, yeah, I think that's the route they could be going. Whoever The Miz teams with, not too sure. But, yeah, I can see that happening.
What else they do? Because that's only 5 matches. Normally they'd have at least 6.
Maybe something to do with Cody. I just don't know who yet. Hmm. Good question. I'm not really too sure. Hmm. Unless they do something with Jey Uso, but what would Jey Uso do exactly?
I don't know where it's going. I don't know.
Because I genuinely don't know. I don't know what other non-title match they could do here. Assuming it is a non-title match, unless they're just gonna have both mid-card titles on the line to a US title match, or they're gonna have both women's titles on the line, or something like that. For the sake of not being able to come up with anything non-title wise, I'm just gonna do a cop out and say there's gonna be another title match and just do, I don't know, Rhea defending the belt again. Even though I don't think it'll happen, I'm just gonna cop out and say it. Probably do Rhea versus. Well, actually, who would Rhea face even? Maybe Becky. Actually, no. They, but that is that a pay per view match? No. I was gonna say Zoe vs Trish, but that's not a pay per view match. That's a raw. Like a raw match in my opinion. That's not a pay per view match.
I think we're stumped on this match, so we'll just leave it like that.
Yeah, we'll leave it like that. We'll come back to this when we've seen some things happen on TV and we can sort of see where they're going.
Yeah, but I think it's very known that Io's going to defend. Seth will be. I think we're going to have the tag team titles on the line, and then LA Knight and Cena for Miz and all that. And then I expect Gunther will defend, but I don't think they'll do Gable. I don't know. I don't know how you get to another opponent. So I just think they need to hold off, but I don't know if they will. So that's what we got for now. I don't think there's anything else other than what is it? A 2-week break for the Premier League. Premier.
Yes, and in fact, before going on that, I'll talk about the most recent game that happened when we defeated Aston Villa 3-0. Our best performance of the season by far, and it's not even close. And our best performance in a long time in terms of like an overall team performance.
Really good.
I can't say one bad word about any player that was on that pitch. I genuinely can't. From the strikers to the wingers to the midfield to the defense to the goalkeeper, I can't say one bad word about any single one of those lads that put in a shift against Aston Villa. And that testament, because let's all get this twisted. Aston Villa are a tough team. Aston Villa are a good team. And the fact that we made it as comfortable as we did shows how good we were on that day. Dominic Szoboszlai scores his first goal for Liverpool from outside the box. Beautiful finish from outside the box in the first 3 minutes. Like from a corner, bounces out to him on the left foot, picks out the corner. Majestic. That's why we signed him. We finally have a midfielder who can score from outside the box. Thank you very much. And then from then on, we just made it very, very simple. Darwin Nunez was just causing problems in the back line all game. Like, even though he didn't technically score, he was just causing problem after problem after problem, running in behind. And he ended up causing the own goal that Matty Cash scored. When he hit the post, it bounced off the post and it bounced into Matty Cash, the Aston Villa defender, and it went in. So Darwin Nunez pretty much contributed to the second goal, and he contributed to the third goal as well from that corner when he flicked that header on for Salah at the back post. So, yeah, overall, very good performance. My man of the match was definitely Dominic Szoboszlai. Incredible performance. That's now 2 man of the match performances at Anfield so far for him in a row in his Liverpool career. He's just insane. Honestly, we got him for 60 million, which yes is a lot of money, but genuinely that seems like a bargain in today's market because some of the money you have to pay for certain players is mad. Like, for example, to put it into context, Arsenal paid like 65 million for Kai Havertz. And I'm sorry, but Kai Havertz is shit. So the fact that we got Dominic Szoboszlai for only 60 million, it feels like a bargain. I genuinely feel bad for RB Leipzig. I'd be willing to offer another 40 million, genuinely. But yeah, he's been immense so far in his Liverpool career. Alexis McAllister, he's been great. Even though he hasn't been in his natural midfield position, he's been playing that deeper, like defensive 6 the past few games because we've got a lack of a 6. So it's not even his natural role, but he's been playing it so well, just keeping possession, laying it off. Generally, just can't say anything too bad about him, and he does actually win possession back quite a lot of times. So McAllister's done well, and in that game too, he was great. Like I said, Nunez was great. Salah was great as per usual. Trent Alexander-Arnold, what a performance. And he was actually captain in that game too. Captain for the first time starting since Jordan Henderson left the club. So, and since Virgil van Dijk wasn't playing, that meant Trent was the captain for the game. And yeah, what a shift he put in. I think, honestly, if the man of the match for me wasn't Dominic Szoboszlai, it would be Trent. Because he constantly caused a problem. Like some of the passing he made, especially the pass he made for the second goal, the own goal, it was his pass that started it. Pass over to Salah over the top, then Salah laid it off for Nunez, then he hit the post and all that. So it all started from Trent, and just overall, he just kept trying stuff, and it was overall a very good performance for him. And one thing I will say, the defense surprised me. I thought going into the game we were going to struggle defensively because we had no Van Dijk, we had no Konate. Konate's injured, Van Dijk suspended. I thought we were going to struggle with Joe Gomez and Joel Matip as our centre-back duo. But to be fair to them, they put a shift in. They didn't really give Aston Villa much of a sniff. Only one mistake I can recall from Joe Gomez all game, and we recovered from it just fine. So it wasn't even like a big mistake or anything. But apart from that one little slip up from Gomez, he honestly had a perfect game. I can't speak too much about Joe Gomez. Probably his best performance in Liverpool shirt since he was actually a very good centre-back alongside Van Dijk back in 2019 to 2020 season. So if he can get that sort of form back, that'd be great. But yeah, overall, amazing performance, very professional, very composed, great 3 points. A lot of momentum now going into the international break, which, yeah, it's going to be 2 weeks. Only bad thing is Trent Alexander-Arnold did pick up an injury in that last game. That's why he had to go off a bit early. He is going to be missing the international break for England. He's not going to be playing for England. He's been taken out of the squad. He was originally in the squad for England. He's been taken out due to injury. So hopefully he'll recover. He'll use his 2 weeks to recover, and he'll be back in time for the first game back against Wolves when the international break is over. If not, then that's unfortunate. But hopefully we'll be fine regardless. But yeah, it shouldn't be too bad.
I'm gonna be honest. We'll be fine without him because that I don't look. I'm just getting into it, but those guys suck. Wolves suck.
Yeah, Wolves shit. Yeah. Well, to be fair, Wolves have lost a lot of their best players this season. So like pretty much a lot of the best players that they had last season they've lost. So they're a much dramatically weaker team than they are last season. So yeah, no matter what, even though it's an away game, it's not at home, it's not at Anfield. Even still, I expect it to be a comfortable game for us, a comfortable 3 points. So even without Trent, if Trent's unavailable for the game, I expect we should be fine. So yeah. And then from then on, yeah, we just see where the season takes us. After that performance against Aston Villa, that does make me a lot more confident now going forwards because I would say every game before that this season, I always saw us having like a little bit of a shaky moment in games. But that game against Villa, we were comfortable throughout the entire 90 minutes. And that's the sort of stuff I want to see, especially against a tough team like Villa. So now if we could just continue that momentum, will be right amongst definitely the top four at the very least, if not a title challenge, maybe. But we'll see where the season takes us. But yeah, very, very positive signs from the game against Aston Villa. So yeah, I'm excited to see what comes after the international break. But yeah, that's all I've got to say.
Yeah, I got to watch the first half and maybe like 5 minutes, and then I had to go off. I went to church and all that. I already figured. I was like, it's 2-0. I said, oh yeah, we're good. So honestly, they have the only thing I'll piggyback on is you're right about that because I didn't get to watch the second half mostly, but the first half, what I saw, there was no threat really that much, and they just played really good ball. And I like to compare it with, let's see, how would I describe it? It for me, it's like American football. You have the offense and the defense; they both clicking. The entire team is clicking. That's what Liverpool was against Villa. So they were clicking on all cylinders, and I think it's easily top four title challenger. Yeah, we'll see. You know it. I don't like to talk about that, especially early on in the season. So
Yeah, that's why I said like maybe potentially. We definitely have the team to do it. Because I generally do think we are one of the best teams in the league. Definitely, I generally think Man City is like going to be our only main challenge. Maybe Arsenal too. Arsenal look very good, especially after their great win against Manchester United. Which yes, I did laugh my ass off about that. Literally, they Manchester United score to make it 2-1. But it ended up being offside, so that goal got chalked off, and it was right at the end of the game too. And then all of a sudden, they concede 2 goals right at the very end of the game in like injury time, and Arsenal steal it and win it 3-1. It's just like mad. But yeah, Arsenal look very good. So I would say I think we'll be amongst like City and Arsenal. Like if I had to pick 3 teams that's going to be in the title challenge, quote unquote, I think it's going to be Man City, us, and Arsenal. I think. I mean, I did say in my Premier League predictions that the top 3 is going to be City, us, and Arsenal. So in that order, is exactly. I am a lot more confident about us now. I still wouldn't go out and say we're definitely going to win the league or anything, but a title challenge I think is definitely possible. But it's very early on in the season, so we'll see. We'll see how we can continue with this momentum. But if we can, title challenge is definitely possible. But it's just whether we can continue that, and let's hope injuries don't fuck us over like they do nearly every season. Because I swear to God, we have a curse when it comes to injuries. But hopefully, this season will be kind to us. I think it will be. I think it'll be a very exciting season for us. So yeah, all positives.
hopefully it is. And in other news, since you don't get to watch American football, the NFL is back this weekend. So that means tomorrow I'll be recording with Tyrell with our NFL picks. And who we think's gonna win each conference, division, all of it. That we're gonna record that tomorrow, but it'll be out Thursday. Wait, what is today? Today is Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Tomorrow I will have a TKW live show. Not live, but it's a live show. It will. I'll probably post that in the morning right before I go to bed or something like that. And then Thursday will be the picks. Friday I'll be live with the TKW One Night Stand, which is going to be a tribute to ECW and everything. And it'll be in Philadelphia, and all matches have a stipulation. So that when we're gonna do a tribute to something, we're gonna go fully out with it. Card should be good. I think it's like six matches, so it's a little bit smaller than what I would normally do. That'll be Friday. I don't know. Other than that, I don't know. I'm gonna have to take this weekend will be a little off. I'm gonna do something Friday, and then I'll be off for the rest. So I hope you guys have a great day, night, wherever you may be. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Be greatly appreciated. And hope you guys have a great one. And see you until then.
Take care, guys.
Hey, Pepsi.